It's the What's Cooking Show, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. Aside from dang near losing my voice this morning, Eric Joseph, how are you this morning, my friend?
I'm doing quite well, actually. Excuse me, I can't talk.
That's all right. It's the start of the week.
You have no voice and I can't talk, but we're doing good today.
Yeah, it is a Monday, and we're glad to have you guys joining the show today. Today, exciting stuff, guys. We're going to be talking about facial rejuvenation and body contouring, something that I know absolutely nothing about. But we're going to be talking with Dr. Lori Brightman all about it and figure out what is going on. I've heard about these procedures, this facial rejuvenation and body contouring stuff, really popular with the elite ladies out there. But we're going to find out from Dr. Lori Brightman what's it all about, and can the average Joe Schmo afford for his wife to have these kind of procedures and these beauty secret surgeries. Now, I know a lot of guys out there don't like to talk about this kind of stuff, like the beauty stuff. But the reality of it is, guys, is that there will be the time when your wife, is going to come to you and ask you for, some funds, a financial backer for her, her facial rejuvenation and body contouring excursion. So be prepared for that one. It is definitely coming, guys. So you guys know what I'm talking about, So we'll find out from Dr. Lori Brightman all about it. If you guys out there maybe get a little bit of an education, so when the topic comes up, you'll be able to talk. It's the What's Cooking Show, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. Eric Joseph, Eric Hines, the power of E Squared is on the air, and right now joining us is Dr. Lori Brightman, and she's going to give us the lowdown on some of these new treatments. And before you guys tune out, stick in there, guys, because these are treatments that your wife, your girlfriend will probably be coming to you asking for, and we're going to find out from Dr. Lori Brightman why they're so popular. Hey, Dr. Lori, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing really good. Now, I know absolutely nothing about, skincare and all that stuff. I get everything from my wife. I get everything third party. And, I always am glad to talk to an expert like you because you can kind of give me the information that I need that when I go talk to my wife about this stuff, I actually know what I'm talking about.
I think that's a good idea.
Absolutely. Now, the trends have changed. I know back in the days, there's a lot of laser surgeries happen, a lot of people going under the knife, they called it. Are we using that moniker anymore? Are we still calling it going under the knife?
No, that's really, when you use that terminology, that's really meant for surgery. And lasers and the technology you have available today are really meant to help either prevent you from having the need for surgery or really push it off for as long as we can. The technologies have become so advanced and have come so far that we're able to produce results that really help people minimize the need for any surgical procedures.
That's really good. No one likes to have surgery, and of course, you never really know what's gonna happen post surgery. You might be happy, you might be upset, and if you're upset after going through surgery, it's pretty much a permanent kind of thing. And so, there's
That's
a lot.
Exactly right.
There's a lot of risk involved. A lot of risk.
That's right. With any surgical procedure, especially when you're doing something to improve the appearance, you have those risks. It can be infection, scarring, even in the most skilled hands. Things can happen in surgery.
Absolutely. And I know that my wife herself, she was always unhappy. She had a little bit of like a bump in the bridge of her nose, and she never liked it. And she actually got a non-surgical procedure that eliminated the bump in her nose. Can you believe that?
I absolutely can believe it. We're able to do so many wonderful things these days with these laser devices that we have, that hearing about your wife's non-surgical procedure, absolutely. We hear it all the time now. And
one of the things that you came on the show to talk to us about is about facial rejuvenation and body contouring, two terms that I'm very familiar with. I've heard these terms, but yet I know nothing about them.
Well, let me just give you a little bit of insight into that for yourself as well as your listeners. When you talk about facial rejuvenation, what we mean by that in this laser world is really to help improve those fine lines, wrinkling, the tone, the texture of the skin. Some devices also produce a little bit of tightening for that, looseness in the skin or the crepey-like skin. And also just to give you that overall general glow back in your skin. As we age, you kind of get that lackluster appearance to your skin. And this technology really helps provide that back.
That's amazing. Now, I know that as I'm getting older, and a lot of guys can relate to me here, I'm starting to get like these crow's feet kind of by my eyes, and it's kind of it makes me a little upset. I'm still a young guy. I'm in my 30s, but and I'll squint my eyes, I'll see these crow's peaks, and is this technology something that guys can take advantage to without looking like Burt Reynolds, like our face has been pulled back too far? Is there stuff we can do?
Absolutely. When you talk about non-invasive devices, when we talk about lasers or sublative rejuvenation, we're talking about things that really help the surface of the skin. When you talk about that pulled back look, that's really undergoing a surgical procedure, and the skin itself is moved and actually physically pulled back. When you do these laser or light devices and radio frequency, these are ways to help get energy into your skin so you improve those wrinkles over time.
Well, now, Dr. Lori, the way you describe it, it makes these kind of surgical procedures like these facelifts, it makes them sound almost like primitive, these tightening procedures. I mean, it sounds very primitive now considering that we have technology that actually can re-energize the skin.
It's true. We're very lucky to have these technologies that help rejuvenate our skin without that surgical downtime. But there will always be those cases that simply do require surgery.
Okay, so I mean, there is still a place for surgery, but
absolutely,
nowadays we have a different kind of scale of how far do you want to go? And for most people, if they start off on the lower side of the spectrum with topical surgery, topical procedures using laser or other kind of procedures, they can avoid surgery and still get the results they want.
Absolutely, you can start. Even, I have many patients who are far younger, and you see that more and more these days where people are becoming aware of really helping at, getting into these procedures at a younger age, helping your skin all along the way. So you're not waiting to a point where really your only option may be surgery. So doing these types of minimally invasive or non-invasive procedures as we go along, as we age, are really a great way to help maintain the look of your skin.
Now, we talked a lot about aging, but of course, can these procedures help people that have maybe skin disorders like really bad acne or other types of issues like that?
It does. These technologies, in particular, we're talking about radio frequency, or another word for it is sublative rejuvenation. These technologies help scars, not the actual acne itself.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, someone who may have had bad acne and now has either, depressions in the skin or visible scars, or even people who have darker skin type and have pigmentation on the skin. This technology definitely helps with that.
Wow. So now this is actually even one better than what I thought. So for people that had previous acne issues that have now been left with permanent scars, these procedures can help them with that. And you did mention people with darker skin. I know that my wife, because she does have Arabic descent, when she gets a cut or any kind of abrasion on her skin, it turns brown, as opposed to, like a reddish pink color. And so this can help kind of, soften those colors and kind of blend them in better into your skin?
Absolutely. It's really, when you're talking radio frequency, the energy itself helps rejuvenate the skin for anybody. But importantly, you're able to use it in darker skin type, which is, something that we didn't have before. When we talk about laser or light-based technology, that's something that actually can stimulate those pigment-making cells in the skin. And when you're trying to correct, a pigmentary problem, that's not what you want to do. So we're really lucky now to have this technology available to us to help reduce scars and pigmentation without the risk of inducing more.
This is great. So this is not only for people as we're aging, but this is for people of really that have any skin issues, scarring, discoloration, of course the wrinkles and fine lines. This is all issues that can be dealt with. Now, we only have about a minute here, but what about cost? I mean, compared to surgery, we don't want to talk exact numbers, of course, because it varies, location to location, but
absolutely,
comparably, I mean, are these types of procedures less expensive than full-blown surgery?
Well, you have to look at what, you're comparing. A facelift is obviously, thousands of dollars, and it is also geographically dependent. And similarly, when you're talking with matrix or sublative rejuvenation, you will have some geographic, influence on the pricing. But most people will undergo, let's say, 3 on average sublative rejuvenation, and the treatments themselves cost anywhere from, let's say, $800 to $1,000.
Wow.
And if you compare that to, let's say, even a lower facelift alone is usually, in the range of several $1,000s.
That is good news. Dr. Lori Brightman, thank you so much for taking time to join us today. If we wanted more information, is there a website we could check out?
Sure. It's laserskinsurgery.com, and specifically, if you want to look at CyneronCandela.com for the laser itself.
Absolutely. Laserskinsurgery.com is the website. Dr. Lori, thank you so much for taking